Hey guys, what's going on? Jeff Newbert from kettlebellsecrets.com. Or if you will, kettlebellsecrets.com. I just want to do that. I just think that's great. Anyway, look, I'm standing here. I'm going live out on the net. I have got your questions from the course of this week that you answered, or excuse me, they asked. Like I said, this is live, so bear with me. I could just completely screw this up. Good thing it's not national TV, and good thing you guys aren't paying to watch this. So, look, I dug out what I thought would be the 5 best questions out of all the questions that were asked. And for everybody who asked a question, thank you, I appreciate it. Everybody else, keep asking questions. We're going to do this weekly, and we'll do it, live out of that. Hear me unscripted on camera, and so maybe the fun will be to see if I contradict myself or screw up or whatever. And it's going to be just as entertaining as informative. So let's get right into the questions. This first one is from Romney Ross. That's an excellent name, Romney. Anyway, howdy. I've enjoyed many of your postings, but I've been waiting anxiously for a return to the theme you started a few weeks ago. You're going to share more about what you had done or had done to you to overcome some chronic dysfunctions, pains, etc. You started with Brett Jones' analyses and corrective movement prescriptions, but indicated there was something else that was even more important. However, I have not seen anything further. What is the rest of the story? Romney, is a great question, and here's my answer. I'm not going to tell you. There you go. Moving on to the next question. All right, no, seriously. It is a great question, and I appreciate everybody who's been following my progress or issues or whatever you want to call it. I think it's like watching an accident on the side of the road sometimes, and thanks for bearing with me. But hopefully you guys learn a lot through my mistakes. I will say that the start of all this was, as Romney mentioned in his question, getting together with my good buddy Brett Jones up in Pittsburgh, sorry about that, Brett, and having him take me through the FMS and getting hands-on, eyes-on the ground, and getting specific prescriptions for my issues. And it was awesome. I am not willing to go any further into what I'm learning so far. Quite frankly, it's just because I spent 4 years shooting off my mouth about how wonderful Z Health is. And look, little aside for those of you doing Z Health, hey, keep an open mind. I'm glad you guys are learning something. I will just tell you that 4 years later, I was wondering why I was still doing toe pulls. That being said, that's why I went to see Brett with the FMS. So I'll get to that, Romney, and everybody else who's waiting. I just not ready to share the information yet because it could just be novel stimulus, and this whole thing could blow up in my face in 2 weeks. But I will tell you that I am lifting phenomenal weights. I qualified for the U.S. Weightlifting Nationals back in 2000. And I am lifting weights that are approaching those kinds of numbers. I think I would be ready to hit national qualifying numbers right now in about 12 weeks is what I'm going on record to saying. So I'm moving at a very, very fast pace. So moving on, Jill Craig, can you expand on your bullet point of head and neck position while pressing? I have noticed I want to squeeze my weak eye shut on the grind. I know it can't contribute positively to the effort. All right, let's start backwards. If you're doing this or this, when you're pressing or doing anything, you're just wasting time and energy, all right? You are literally fighting yourself. When you're pressing, when you're doing anything, the face wants to be relaxed. Just as a reminder, I've been watching some old weightlifting videos of the great weightlifters, and these guys are lifting world record poundages, and this is what their face looks like. It's almost impassive. They're completely relaxed up here. Everything else is working, but they're relaxed in the visage. So you should do the same. That being said, let's take a look at head, neck, and eye position. I have said in the past, I've gone on record saying that your head should be, your chin should be tucked and your eyes should be down. Well, it's been brought to my attention that essentially I was wrong. Okay? Going on camera, admitting I was wrong. So I'll make it up to you with this next tip. What you want to do is, I'll show you. Watch my head. Okay, from the side. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm just kind of leaning my head back slightly, lifting my chin, and then I'm this position where the bell is going, where my hand is holding the handle, I'm just watching that position and moving my head accordingly, okay? I'm not going to go into all the physiological reasons why that works. Just trust me, it works. The caveat is your body's got to be working great in order for that to work. Otherwise, you may have some issues, some neck issues, or some shoulder issues. So that gets us right back to our first question. Go see an FMS or CKFMS specialist. Get yourself screened. Find out where your strengths and weaknesses are. Take it from there. Okay? Next question, Anthony. Yo, Anthony, what's up? Hope I just didn't insult you if you're from Jersey. That's kind of like an inside joke. I spent 10 years in Jersey. And, okay, I could just go on and on about that, so I won't. My question is about at what point to stop the training session. I have read a lot of online training articles, and one of the main emphases is on working hard and pushing yourself. I've also read about CNS fatigue. How do you know at what point you have entered diminishing returns? Lots of meat in that question, and I'm not sure Anthony even knows that. So that's one of the reasons I chose that question. Anthony goes on to say, I personally have no problem pushing myself, but I have great issues with recovery. Let's take that question backwards again, okay? I'm looking over here because there's this little weird, creepy, crawly thing that looks like a centipede, but with like extra antenna just crawling up my wall. It's a bonus with the red. So, all right, look, for everybody watching this, you can only progress in your training as much as you can recover from. Does that make sense? So who cares how hard you can work if you can't recover, right? So what we really need to be able to do is flip that around and focus on recovery. So that being said, what are you doing to recover? For example, I just trained the last 3 days in a row, and today is a day off. What did I do today for recovery? Well, took my dog for a walk, got some sunshine. Why? Because walking is a very good stimulator of your parasympathetic nervous system. Sun has been shown to help decrease recovery times between heavy, intense training sessions, so on and so forth. So there were some active measures on my part. I also got 8 hours of sleep last night. I intend on doing the same tonight. So, gotta be active about your recovery. All right. At what point do you know you've entered diminishing returns? And when to stop the training session? All right. I use two main indicators for myself, and I do it with my clients too. One is when speed decreases. All right. So maybe I'm pressing and I start to slow it down. Well, that was my last rep. If that rep slows down, if I'm doing, say, 5 reps on a clean and press, and that 5th rep is what I call tight, I'm done with that set, okay? So if my speed decreases. 2, if my technique falters or decreases. Same thing, all right? If my technique, if I'm pressing and I can't maintain my groove, my shoulder comes unpacked, and I lose my lat, I'm done. I don't even try to keep going. I just put it down because that's my body telling me something, okay? So I think those are 2 really good indicators to use. That will keep you out of trouble. You don't get a medal at the end of the day for how hard you pushed and how much you can punish yourself in here. But your physical therapist and your orthopedic surgeon, they do get paid from you doing that, okay? So just keep that in mind.